And Scott Starboard.
Hey, Scott.
Scott Starboard.
All right, I'll get Scott.
Scott Starboard.
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 Scott Starboard!
Now, turn it up, feel the baseline, gallop fast, collide past the stars, shoot through the mass. Hands high, cheer flows like the breeze. The Scott Starboard vibe, breaking rules with ease. Gritty like sawdust, but smoother than silk. Words spill out, whipped up honey and milk. The show takes on galaxies, king of the scene. Fusion of rhythms, a genre grafted dream. Scott Starboard. Every pulse and sound, a radiant glow. It's the Scott Starboard. Now giddy up, get down, and let that energy grow.
Yo, 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 yo! Let's go! Thank you so much for being here. I am Scott Starboard. This is the Scott Starboard Show. I don't know why my camera's making me invisible. What is going on? I've been struggling with this for like 15 minutes. Well, probably like 5, because, you know the drill. Always rushing home. Thank you all for so much for being here. It's amazing. It's a great night. It's Thursday. It's always bittersweet Thursday, because y'all know what time it is. We are tailgating, pre-gaming, priming for primetime 99. Alex Stein, as always, tonight's going to be fire. You can see, if you didn't watch Alex last night, you can see Alex sort of coming out of the haze, out of the depression, out of the funk. Charlie Kirk's death, his assassination, his murder in front of all of us to witness, hit everybody in so many different ways, and the grieving process is different for everybody. I still, I'll watch clips and I'll be just fine, and then I'll watch another clip and I, start to, my eyes get a little wet still. So it's it's not something you can just, turn off and on. I've been noticing, maybe it's just me. I could be wrong. But I'm seeing a lot of people out there. See, I'm talking about Charlie Kirk, and I don't make money at this. This is just for the love of the game, baby. Hopefully I'll make money one day, but that's for another time. But I'm dead serious. I love doing this shit. I love chilling with you guys and hanging out. Even on Monday when we got no Alex Stein and it's just us hanging out. I love it. I love it. It's in my blood now. I can't get enough. So, but I'm just noticing, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I'm noticing that if I could be wrong, it just feels real grifty now. I hate saying it, but it feels really grifty. I hope I'm totally wrong. I hope I am so wrong. And I'm not saying, everybody out there is grifting off of Charlie's death, blah, blah, blah. But it just kind of feels that way, sort of. Like, I was going to do this later in the show, but fuck it, I'm going to do it now. It's been irking me for a couple of weeks anyway, so let me just get this shit off my chest so we can get on with the show, have some fun, and we go on to, get ready for Alex. Let me just say this before, because I did this last night too. I messed up my little roll here. We are going all the way, baby, to 55, 60, 56, something like that, until primetime 99 Alex Stein, the king of comedy content, gold himself, everything to pimp on a blimp, plant-based pimp, makes his appearance. We going all the way up. So I hope I can bring you, some smiles and get your seat warm so you can enjoy Alex Stein, because that's my dog and I love him. I'm going to be a little serious in a second. That's why I'm just getting all this out of the way. But in case anybody new here, that's the deal, baby. I try to just, I'm like the warm-up act, so to speak. And after Alex is Doc Matt Steve, and he's he's still dealing with the death of Charlie Kirk as well, the murder of Charlie Kirk. He's been doing great. I see his numbers are blowing up, and I try to promote him out there too in the world, along with Alex. But I noticed in this chat the last couple of days, people are just getting mad at him. And Doc Mass Steve's always usually happy, fun, fun dude. Sometimes serious, but mostly smiling. And people are giving Doc Mass Steve a lot of grief. They're like, oh, because he loves conspiracy theories just as much as me, probably, way more. But he's digging into it. And to be honest, I am watching my friend, a man, in the grieving process. This is what you do. And one of the people that I was kind of see, I don't really want to come out and full-fledged say that people like Candace Owens or Glenn Beck or other people are grifting off of Charlie's death. Candace knew him, so I don't think it is that. But then I see I'm going to show stuff behind paywalls and people throwing their logos up on it and shit. And I guess it's just part of the deal. But I'm going to show you guys a video, a clip that I took from Alex's show last night. I didn't have time to do a proper one. I'm sorry, Alex. I love you. Alex didn't ask me to do this one. I just haven't made much Alex clip content in a while. And it inspired me last night. He had on Vic Magnolia, whatever the hell however you say his last name. I know him as Broly from Dragon Ball. Now, Vic is awesome. Vic is truly an inspirational person. And if you watched last night's show, Vic brought his A game. But I don't know. I just see Candace put shit behind paywalls, but see, she knew him. Candace might have known him more than anybody except for his wife and kids. Like they were close. They toured the whole country. I mean, toured. They went to, college after college, hundreds and hundreds of colleges, and sleeping in the same hotel room. Not just the two of them, but other people in there, cramped in garbage ass motel rooms and stuff like that. You get to know some people that way. I did a little tour with my band, and I'll tell you, I thought I knew these dudes since kindergarten. And that shit gets a little annoying after a while. And you get to understand people like, bro, are you cleaning your feet right next to my Chinese food? I thought you were done eating it, dude. I don't care if I was or not. Now I can't eat Chinese food for a month. I'm going to think you're nasty ass, bird claw looking ass things all over my Chinese food. Right next to you're right. You got your shit up on my pork fried rice, bro. Fucking egg rolls. I don't want no egg rolls anymore. They look like they just remind me of your nasty big toe. But I don't know. It's just Candace and shit. I'm going to show you a clip of, and by the way, this isn't all about Charlie. I'm going to try and not move away, but I just don't, like I said, now I feel like I am part of the problem where it's like people, I don't want people any of you guys or anybody else watching, new people or anything, thinking that I am trying to get clicks off of Charlie. Because there is other news and there's so many people taking care of everything. I sort of feel like Charlie is in great hands. Candace Owens is a maniac in the best of ways right now because she's like taking the investigation over. So there's nothing really I can do. Doc Bass Steve is grieving in his own way by trying to do his investigation. So everybody just leave my man alone a little bit. That's what I was trying to say a minute ago. But let me see if I can bring this up real quick. I'm going to get to the chat. My bad. Just bear with me because there's something I want to say to Dagnabbit. There we go. To a certain man, I really, really hope that I saved it. Shit. I thought I retweeted it. All right, I think I found it on my boy's stuff here. Let me check this out. Let me check this out. Was it this one? Yes, it was. Here we go. I thought I retweeted it. I'm sorry. All right. All right. Let me just do this, and then we'll get to the chat, and then we'll get right back to all that. This is a long video, so I shouldn't have done this yet. Wait just 1 second. Glenn Beck. He said yesterday Glenn Beck hosted Charlie Kirk's radio show. It's on America One News or something like that. I forget. I'm sorry. I can't do radio. Real quick, I can't. I am so sick of radio. Thank God Bubba the Love Sponge is on YouTube, and we get to enjoy like the commercial breaks with him, Lummy today, Babyface, Seth, just all the great cast and crew, because radio drives me absolutely. I'm like, I used to say back in the day, I'm like, Rush Limbaugh is on the radio for 5 hours, but I think I got maybe 32 minutes worth of actual content. And it's no different nowadays. Like, are you kidding me? I would rather, if I'm listening to Charlie Kirk on the radio, right? Or Howie Carr or anybody, I'd rather than come on and be like, yeah, that was a great interview. Thank you, Mr. President. The president, everybody. Donald Trump, great. So real quick, we got an ad right now. We want you to go to Morgan & Morgan, the best lawyers in the world. Morgan & Morgan, their phone number is 1-800-MORGAN and Morgan. Go to them. They're the best. All right, so listen, guys. I mean, how'd you like the president? Like, can we do that? Why can't we do that? Why do we have to go to 5 billion commercial breaks? So I digress. So Glenn, and by the way, because I try to watch Glenn hosting Charlie Kirk's show. I watched Charlie Kirk's show a lot, but I more just watched like the clips, because why am I going to sit through 17 bazillion ads? Why do you think the kids nowadays don't watch TV, radio people of the world? Why do you think they don't watch TV? Because they can skip the fucking ads on YouTube. We can't skip shit. And if there's a football game on, they watch it on their phone. My son, I love my son, love your kid. He'll watch a football game, especially Patriots fans. And he'll watch the games with me, and we'll talk during the break, so it's cool. But any other game, you know what I mean? It's like, sometimes he'll watch football games with me, but mostly, like, we'll be checking other things and watching videos on our phones while we're doing it, because there's and football isn't even half as bad. It's not even a bazillionth of as bad as radio. It's terrible. So the radio people out there, just knock it off with all the fucking ads, all right? I know you got to pay the bills. I get it. Figure out another method, okay? It's time to adapt. You've been doing this since like 1895. The same shit. Fucking sucks. All right, so Glenn Beck hosts, like, he literally was in Charlie Kirk's studio doing, hosting the show. And I was gonna make fun of Glenn Beck because he's always frigging crying, but I just had a big cry show the other day, so now I can't say anything. Damn it. But that's one of the things, I'm joking, but that's one of the things I loved about Glenn Beck, because, whether it was his TV show or his radio show, whatever the hell show he's doing, he's honest. You can feel he's honest for the most part. It's full heart. And I say for the most part because, I've watched his show for years, right? And you'll watch him, and he'll be talking about something so important, so, detrimental, something, terrible. And he starts tearing up, and he's like, it just, it breaks my heart. And it'll say like, and, that reminds me, guys, gold has never been more valuable. If you have no assets in gold, you should try, the goldkingdom.com. Goldkingdom.com. The only place. And it's like, what the fuck? Well, how'd you do that? If I'm like having a heart-to-heart moment with like one of my kids, and it's emotional, it's great, I just don't stop and I say, hold on 1 second. Did you guys know that school is very important? Backpack needs are on the rise. Since backpacks nowadays are made in China, they fall apart. That's why you need the all new Tough Pack, the tough backpack for your bag. It's like I don't know how. I mean, I guess that's part of radio that I just don't like. I don't want to be radio guy. All right, let me read this fucking thing. I got to get to the chat because I love you, mother chuckers. All right, let's go. Rest in peace, Charlie. This is Glenn Beck. If you can see it good, because on my screen it's so fucking tiny, but whatever. Rest in peace, Charlie. God will take it from here. I understand. I know it's supposed to be nice, but in my opinion, it's like, I thought God always takes it from here, and I don't know. And it's like his wife and kids, they're left, broken without him. They're gonna pick up the pieces, but there's always gonna be a piece missing, the biggest piece. So God's not taking it from here. All right, need to stop taking it so serious. Anyway, he, I believe, meaning God, has already done so much good in the week since you left us, and that is 1,000,000,000% true. I wanted to focus on that while hosting the Charlie Kirk Show today. Today on Glenn TV, my team compiled some of the highlights. It's like, are you there to honor this dude? I'm going to show you guys a video. Where the hell is it? Oh, I'm not on mine. I'm on Alex's. A video that I made for Alex. Now, I felt bad because I didn't put the words, like everybody else does. You put words up there, and like this video probably has words, right? Oh, no. Good. I don't feel so bad anymore. People put the words, and then you put like a red highlight behind it as they say the words, and blah, 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 blah. And usually, I could do that, but I just didn't have time last night, and I wanted to get it out right away. But see, I didn't put my logo in that video or anything at the end or nothing like that. Like, you know why? Because it's not about me, because the message that Alex and Vic were delivering were much more important than my self-promotion. This shit feels really gross to me, and it's a beautiful video, and it has dual purpose for what I'm about to show you guys. And not just on this screen, like from X, on my body. I'm going to show you a tattoo in a second, and I want you to understand why. This is what the fuck I'm building up to, because ever since I heard Alex is being let go because Glenn's going in a different direction, I've been steaming. I know Alex is going to do, sorry, man. Foot's itchy. I know he's going to do great things. He doesn't need Glenn, but I would rather Alex go, leave Glenn on his terms, because he's going to build his own studio and do his own thing, just like Glenn Beck did at Fox. And so it just irks me. So let me just show you this video. It's 3 minutes long. I'll probably skip around a little bit, but let's just get on with it. And I'm going to stop this a couple times too, so it may take a little while. I have no Dark Match Steve, okay? Dark Match Steve is amazing at the long form video edit review. Not saying I can't do it, but I'm just saying that's my dog. That's my homie. And he can do that shit much better than your boy. But I'm going to pause it for a certain reason, because I already watched this. And if you notice the big B down here, now that doesn't bother me so much, I guess. His team made it, but it feels like Glenn was like, hey, that's a great video you guys made. I love that compilation, but where's our logos? You got to put it on there, or we don't get paid off of Charlie's death and my tears. That's how I feel. Could I be wrong? Maybe. I wanted to clip my video of me, crying, legitimately crying. Not saying Glenn didn't legit, but you know what I'm saying. And I was like, you know what? I'm not really, I'm not like, it's not that I'm not proud or anything, but it's just not my finest moment. But if I was fucking, if I was grifting off of this shit, I'd throw it up there and be like, look how bad I cried. I cried so hard for Charlie. My show is on YouTube every Monday through Thursday. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't fucking do that. I think that's some cheap shit. That means you don't really give a fuck. That's just my opinion. Am I right? I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. If you guys agree, let me know in the chat. And I'm so fucking behind in the chat. I am so sorry. I will get to the chat right after this. This is obviously for us in the room to talk about, but it's a special shout out to Glenn Beck. This one is for you, buddy. All right, ready? Let's watch this.
I remember driving around as a sophomore and a junior in high school, listening to your radio program in the morning. I wasn't there when you gave the speech at the Lincoln Memorial. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
But I saw it. I remember saw it being simulcasted. Wow. And you said some very, I think, prophetic things there.
I know it. I have been looking for the next George Washington. I can't find him. He may be 8 years old, but this is the moment.
And now 18-year-old Charlie Kirk is saying enough is enough.
This is Charlie Kirk reporting from Marquette University. I like ideas. I don't like politicians. I don't like parties. I like principle.
Do not go quietly when truth is on the line.
I mean, democratic socialism, the people's social, it's socialism, which inherently means the following. It is immoral, it is evil, it is impractical when put in practice.
Do not surrender to the shadows.
But I'm here for the silent majority that is silent no longer, to give them the courage, confidence, and conviction to fight on campuses.
Even when, and especially if, you think the battle can no longer be won.
We're not going to allow the ruling class elites, the radical left, to continue to destroy this country from within. And we are a movement here that is growing by leaps and bounds.
Charlie Kirk lived that mandate.
And I believe that marriage is a beautiful thing. And I believe that having children is a moral good for society.
Biggest blessing.
Oh, without a doubt.
I don't think you know the impact. You say, oh, Glenn, you made an impact on my life. Do you realize the impact you're having on the country? Remember when I did the thing in Washington, D.C. and Restoring Honor?
I do.
And I said, somewhere in this crowd, maybe he's 7, maybe he's 15, somewhere in this crowd is the next George Washington.
And 25 years from now, he will come not to this stair, but to those stairs.
We want to overemphasize.
Now, I just want you to see something real quick. Sorry to have to do this, but you see this? This is the Restoring Honor rally. Now, I played the. All right, so listen. So, I was inspired by Glenn Beck years before this. This was a long buildup before the Restoring Honor rally. When I heard him say, he said on the radio before he said it on his Fox show. And he said, we're doing the Restoring Honor rally. It's going to be, at the exact spot on the exact day where Martin Luther King Jr. gave the famous "I Have a Dream" speech. And I bought into all of this, and I don't say that in like a negative way. It was one of the big things that I believed in, and out of all the sort of catchphrases and talking points that Glenn Beck talked about all the time, it inspired me. And I wrote a song and I submitted, and I play the song for you guys. I believe it's on my YouTube channel. And I submitted it to Glenn Beck. I just found Glenn Beck's email, sent it in, and I actually got a response like 4 or 5 days later. And Glenn Beck's producer, I forget her name. I have the emails stored somewhere. I honestly can't find them anywhere, which is driving me crazy. They're on a computer 7 computers ago. But I got them. If and when I need to break them out, I will, buddy. Talking to you, Glenny boy. I got a response, and she said, I played the song for Glenn Beck and for Stu Berger, and they absolutely loved it. Glenn said it was moving, and he absolutely loved it. And he would like for you to play at the Restoring Honor Rally. Like you to play that song, if you don't mind. My heart was exploding. I couldn't believe it. I was like, thank you, because at that time for me, I had tried to do so many different things in my life. Boxing. I tried to be an actor. That was the toughest thing because, you get rejected so many times. And as a boxer, I wanted to be a boxer so bad. I love boxing still to this day, and I was fucking awesome at it. I got jumped by 26 Puerto Rican kids. I end up suffering an aneurysm on the side of my skull. It's not like a real deep brain aneurysm, but so in a way they sort of saved my life later in life, because the doctor who did the procedure to fix the aneurysm said that I could be 70, 80, 90 years old someday, and that thing will just pop, and I might be too old to get to the hospital in time. So in a way, God was looking out for me. It didn't feel like that at the time, because I was training with the I don't want to say the names. A very prestigious boxing organization in Brockton, Massachusetts. And they said, we can't let you box anymore, kid. And they saw my face, and they said, we can't do it. We can't watch you. You'll die in the ring, whether it's in 5 fights or 50 fights. But eventually, we just can't do it. And I'm like, listen, I'm fine. They repaired everything, and they're like, listen, something like that, it's not worth it. Maybe you can train people, and I'm like, you guys told me yourselves that I'm talented. And they're like, oh, you're absolutely talented. This isn't easy for us, blah, blah, blah. So long story short, they were looking out for me. They said I couldn't box anymore. So, I was getting into acting. I honestly was kind of getting into both and going to auditions. But then I really just full force went into acting. And I got a bunch of roles, like I told you, not even roles, just extra shit. And, you get rejected enough. Now I get a baby face. So I told you guys, I go into roles, I go to audition for certain roles. And it's like, oh, you look way too young. It's like, oh, no, you look way too old. And just getting rejected over and fucking over, like almost 100 times, around 100 times getting rejected. It fucking stung so bad. I moved to Vegas. Now, I used to joke around to people that, people are like, why didn't you just go to LA instead of Vegas? I'm like, what am I going to go to LA and be, an out of work, starving actor / waiter? I'm like, no, I'm going to go to Vegas and be an out of work, starving actor / waiter. And, it worked. And I got some extra roles out in Vegas too, but Massachusetts, fuck that. Boston's got way more opportunity for movies, believe it or not. And I was just out there, I was missing people, and I always loved music, and I could always, sort of play instruments. I never picked one because I just loved them all. And something just told me, I was like, fuck that. I'm going back home, and I'm going to start a band. And maybe, with that fame, I can become a movie star. Because to be fair, I'm not a fucking, what time we got? Shit. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm not a real, Shakespearean actor. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be fucking Leonardo DiCaprio or like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas. That's the kind of movies I wanted to do. But I was willing to crawl before, sprinting. But So I came home and got into music, and I did a lot of shit. I love all my bandmates in the couple of different bands I had. And we had opportunities to get signed. Basically, Hellcat Records, guy from there, was coming out to see us at Snooker's the Green Room in Rhode Island. And one of my best friends in the world was my guitar player, and he kind of flaked out and he just didn't show up and fucked the whole thing up. And I'm telling you, we had some good fucking badass shit. And it was just kind of wasn't really happening. And then, we didn't end the band, but it was like, it kind of fucked up the whole point of it. And he's like, I don't want to sell out. What the fuck do you mean sell out? It's not selling out. You're selling yourself short, you dummy. You fucking ruined it. But whatever. And we still, played out shows and shit like that. And then I ended up meeting my wife and, banging different chicks at different clubs all over the place and getting paid in fucking booze and shit like that. It's that's not the lifestyle. When I met my wife, it was love at first sight. I know it's corny, but it was. I'm like, something in my fucking entire being was like, this is the one. I gave up all that shit. I'm like, guys, I can't go play shows and knowing that there's chicks, coming at me and shit. But at that point in time, I definitely wouldn't be able to, control myself properly. Let's just say that. I could, but, not like I could, after a year or two of being with her. And I just knew something. I'm telling you something. God told me, really. God didn't say the words, but I'm like, this is the one. So, we had 3 kids, and all these years later, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But it was like, I did kind of put away all of my, I did put away, all of my like creative. I've always wanted to, leave my mark on this earth in a creative way. And it is great to work and to go out in the world and work, but it's like, Alex Stein coming into my life reinvigorated that and brought me back out. And it's like, holy shit, I have another shot, baby. And, the whole Eminem deal, what are you going to do? Right. So I'm like, I'm fucking going for it. I don't give a shit. And, and I'm still playing it safe. I haven't quit my day job. And there's going to be more to it than just this podcast. Well, the show, I hate saying podcast because I am not putting it on Spotify yet or anything. But going back, so to Glenn Beck. So I got that email and I am so excited. I'm like, this is what I'm meant to do. I'm praying on it. I get another email back like 2 or 3 days later. And Glenn Beck's producer was like, because I sent an email. I said, so what do I got to do now? I'm like, do I go down there and get a hotel, or do I, what's the protocol here? Like, I'm like, I'm not asking for any money at all for anything, but it would be nice if you guys could like put me up in a hotel. Cause that's a pain in the ass. I'll pay for my way to get there and back and blah, blah, blah. So losing money for another gig, by the way, but that's fine. It wasn't even about that. And I didn't hear back from this broad for so long. I am panicking. It's starting to be like 2 weeks before the Restoring Honor rally. Hello, look at all these people here. I'm sure they knew what the hell was happening before 2 weeks. These people, most of these people probably live in DC, but still, not all of them. And you have to fucking prepare. You got to go down there. There was almost like 1 million people at this thing. It was huge. So this is what I wanted to show you. What's up, guys? I love you guys. I'll get to the chat 1 second. I just want to show, this is for Glenn Beck. I was going to show this to Alex. And, I was looking for the right time to show Alex Stein this. And I'm just going to do it now. Because when I see Glenn Beck doing his deal, You know, yeah, all right, I'll show it now and I'll show you what I mean. So I didn't hear back, and I was like, okay, I need to get Glenn Beck's attention and his producer and all that stuff. So I got to do something a little crazy. Now, I love tattoos anyway, especially at the time. And I'm like, I'm going to get a tattoo because I love Glenn Beck's message anyways. And he brought me closer to God and helped me understand, politics, a lot. My brother and Rush Limbaugh were the best at it, but Glenn really like kind of fine-tuned it for me. So I got this. I don't want to break my neck. See this? See that? That was Glenn Beck's logo. That was Glenn Beck's logo at the time. And I know I gotta work out, God. So I was there. I think MySpace was gone. I think this was like 07, right? Or 06 or 07. I forget if it was Facebook, MySpace, whatever the hell it was. I put it out there, and Glenn Beck, supposedly, or whoever's running his stuff, liked it and said, that's amazing. Because I put the thing there, and I put a clip of the song on there and mentioned the producer's name. I think it was Suzanne or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I can't wait to play the Restoring Honor Rally. I like 4 days later, fucking way close now. We're getting so close to Restoring Honor Rally. I got a wife and a kid. I can't just be like, yeah, honey. Oh, I'm just going to order tickets now and go sleep on the fucking street in Washington, D.C. And by the way, do I tell my boss? What do I do? You know what I mean? So 4 days later, I get a thing saying, and she's like, can you send the song again? I lost it somehow. I was like, oh, no problem. So I sent it to her again. I had to convert it into MP4. This is how old this shit was. And she says, she's like, all right, great. I was like, can you, I'm like, I hate to bug you, but I really, really need the details on this whole trip because I got a wife and kid. Am I telling my job that I'm going or not? Like, I don't have any confirmation from you. Doesn't say shit. 2 days before the damn thing, she finally gets back to me, and she's like, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't gotten back to you. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're still on the roster or anything, but if you are, I'll let you know. But if not, best of luck. We love your song so much. What the fuck is that? So I'm stuck with this tattoo. So I just want to say, going back to this video, okay? Here you are, Mr. Glenn Beck, pouring tears out. They seem to come pretty fucking easy for everything, by the way. Pouring tears out on Charlie Kirk's show while you're sitting there with Charlie Kirk. And I should have fucking waited to do all this until after the video. Sorry. There you are on his show, and you're saying, oh, we're looking for the next George Washington. We're looking for the next this and that. And Charlie Kirk was one of the people who came up to you and said, like, I want to be like you someday. And you just blew him off too. And all these years later, he built a fucking empire. And then you come around and act like you fucking knew. Well, let me tell you, Glenn Beck, buddy, okay? Yeah, I hold a little animosity, okay? I still love you, but I'm not completely fucking happy with you. Now, let me just say this, pal. Charlie Kirk, who you claim has surpassed Rush Limbaugh by miles. These are your words, Glenn Beck. Charlie Kirk saw the greatness in Alex Stein. So I think you need to renegotiate Alex's contract, get him back up and running, okay? Because if Charlie Kirk's so great that, like, you're crying, he's amazing, right? If he's so great, then you should be honoring the same person that Charlie Kirk saw have greatness in Alex Stein, right? I want to see Alex back on the Blaze, okay? And let's go over here real quick. Let me just go right to the end, okay?
We may let for the dawn. Yes. But it always does before the dawn.
The Blaze. What's that have to do with Charlie Kirk's memory? What's the fucking Blaze TV have to do with it? Do you really, Mr. Glenn Beck, do you really give a shit about Charlie Kirk? Or is this always about money? Is it always about money? I'm just really pissed off because when I, befriended Alex and I see Alex is on the Blaze Network, by the way, where I wanted to be. I didn't just want to play that show. I wanted to play that show to uplift all of those people. And especially you, Mr. Beck, I wanted to impress you to be hopefully one of the people on your network, one of the personalities at the Blaze. And when I saw Alex made it, and, I'm no fool. Alex is a million times more entertaining than I am. Let's just face it. And I don't mind. I'm not worried. When I saw Alex make it, it was like I made it. And now you're going to take that away from him too. And it sticks me right in the heart, buddy. So hopefully, Mr. Glenn Beck, you can reassess the error that you made when you didn't re-up Alex's contract. Because if he's good enough for Charlie Kirk in TPUSA, should be good enough for the Blaze. Fuck that. My bad, everybody. Let me take this shit out of here. Damn, I get 5 minutes left. Holy crap, I am so sorry, guy. I lost my mind. White Ice Tea, love you, brother. Make sure my mic's on. Imagine if my mic was off that whole time. That would be something I would probably do. Daniel Graham, I love you, brother. Mother Chuck and Nick the Gun Guy, I love you, homie. Let's go. Snizzle. I'm so sorry. I'm so behind. I can't believe I just blew through everything. Drumming is actually, besides singing and songwriting, drumming is my favorite instrument to do. But see, just like all the instruments, I have been blessed to, I was in the New York hardcore scene, and I've been blessed to see some of the most amazing drummers, bass players, guitarists, fucking keyboardists, anything, trumpet players, unbelievable. I'm like, I am nowhere near those people. But I'll tell you what, I can sing and I can write the fuck out of a song, man. I've written so many songs for other bands. Not to toot my own horn, but that's you use the gifts God gave you, and I think I'm a pretty good singer, but I know I can write songs, so I know. Listen, not a drummer, but I love playing the drums, baby. Chicken fried rice is awesome. Stay away from the red sweet and sour sauce. True said that last night on Alex's show. Oh my God. Rumble is better. I might have to go to that motherfucker. Did I have a hot mic? Oh shit. Who knows? Scott, you need more ads. BW. I love you, brother. I will say this, White Iced Tea. I was one of the only ones co-signing with Bubba about the FCC getting involved in potentially policing hate speech in the Rumble chat, brother. Is that Scott Beck? Yes, it was. We'll see. If Glenn Beck brings Alex Stein back, then I'll be Scott Beck. But until then, I am Scott Kirk, because Charlie Kirk could recognize Alex Stein's greatness. My dog! Dogman Steve up in the place. Scott taking shots. Oh, I'm swanging, baby. I am uppercutting mofos. I ain't playing. Stacy J! I love you, Stacy. Woo! Why did I see Scott? My grandmother is the first women's boxing promoter in New York history, Ridgewood Grove Arena. I know that place. I've never been there, but I've heard stories about it. Wow. Hell, listen, Sniz knows the deal, baby. Rocky Marciano, #1. All day, every day. All mother chucking day, every day. Oh, wow, Scott Starboard is a Green Bay Packers fan. Do you know how many times I get that all the time? I'm like, oh, God. But you know what? Now I'm like, yep, Green Bay Packers. Me and Bubba. I'm with Bubba the Love Sponge. Nope, this had nothing to do with Glenn Beck. You know what's fucked up, too, is like about 3 years later, Glenn Beck changed his logo. I'm like, this motherfucker left me with the darkest tattoo. I can't hide this. What am I supposed to do with this shit? Now I got to be a Green Bay Packer fan. Go, Pack, go. Let's go. Yo, I am full, motherfucker. Yo, I'm telling you, listen to Dark Matt. Please and thank you. Pop that like buttons like it ain't no thing. Scott is like Jimmy when Tommy got made in Goodfellas. But oh, that's a good one. That's how I feel. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. On the fucking payphone. They got him. They got him. What did they say? There's nothing we can do left. He's gone, and that's it. Then see you later. Click. Mother chuckers. Glenn Beck is a Pizzo Crizit. I don't know. I'm still trying to get better at Carney speak. Alex will shine and have many opportunities. Listen, I am with you. I agree. Go back, go. Dang it. Bob Cook, did I miss you? I love you so much, Bobby. For real. All right, so we're almost out of time, Dag Nabbit. Oh, I'm screaming, going nuts. I didn't think it would take that long, but it just drives me crazy. That's a funny story. I'll save it for Monday, maybe. I don't know. I thought this was pretty interesting. Oh, by the way, damn, I messed up. I put the headline of the show when I didn't do the show. England under Tommy Robinson is going bonkers, and I am here for it. Supposedly 3 million people. 3 million real British people had a big ass march thanks to Tommy Robinson. And the cops are saying it was chaotic. There were 25 arrests. 25 arrests out of 3 million. And by the way, 18 of them end up being Antifa. So what do you got? 18, that's what? 7 arrests, 7 real arrests out of 3 million people. England, I have free speech here in America. I am telling you, take your nation back. I don't know why all 3 million don't just like push a bunch of the, foreigners right into the ocean. I don't know. Beats the hell out of me. I thought this was really great. David Packman said, what? Oh, by the way, because what's his dickhead face there? Jimmy Kimmel was fired. Jimmy Kimmel, on Bubba the Love Sponge this morning clarified everything, and I agree with him a lot. The FCC basically strong-armed ABC into kicking him out. I personally think that ABC wanted to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel anyway. Jimmy Kimmel averaged 1.1 million views per night on his shows. Sounds like a lot, right? Johnny Carson had like 79, 80 million views per show. Now, we got this damn cell phones and shit's a little bit different than the old Johnny Carson days. Johnny Carson was a Republican, but you never knew it. We only knew it until after he died because that's how good he was. He could make fun of both sides and be honest right up the pipe, and that's one of the great things about him. Jimmy Kimmel can't hide his hatred. And yeah, Jimmy Kimmel can be funny, but mostly he's just a fucking crab apple. And he's a piece of shiz. So I think ABC was like, hey, FCC, we want to get rid of him anyway. Can you give us an excuse? That's what I think. But it's just funny. David Packman said back, he just said 22 hours ago, shit, I got to hurry up. One of the hallmarks of all author, why is this word just throwing me off? One of the hallmarks of authoritarianism is to terrify people into self-censorship. ABC ending Kimmel's show is a perfect example of that. Oh, but David Pakman, when Roseanne got booted for her free speech, he said, big win in the battle of ideas and free speech. Roseanne said what she wanted to say. ABC made the business decisions that were right for them. Well, guess what, David Pakman? They made the decisions that was best for them again. Biznitch. And I'm going to leave y'all with this.
Kimmel, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, wait.
Hey, Jimmy Kimmel, thank you for joining us today. But why such a dull face? Anyways, hey, I heard your show got canceled recently. Why? Because you said a naughty word? Because you were flirting with one of the staff? Or is it because you did blackface? You did blackface! Guilty! 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 Hey, Jimmy Kimmel, thank you for joining us
I
today.
loved it. Hey,
but why such
all right, we heard you. I love that little son of a bitch. Ricky Berwick, everybody. We love him. I want to show you guys this. I know you probably already seen it. Dag nabbit, we got to go. Alex ejected at New York City Hall for bringing up 9/11 truth. This was last year, and it was unbelievable. We watched it live, and I was freaking the hell out. But that is that, and that's the fact. Stop saying it's the Packers. I'm a Patriots fan, damn it. No, Pack, no. Nah, go Pack, go. I don't mind. You guys beat us in 99, pissed me off, but we whooped your ass a few years later, so I'm just fine with that. Full freaking hot, baby. Greg Gutfeld gets $3.2 million per night. And guess how many? Think of how many more Greg Gutfeld would get if Fox News wasn't a bunch of phony baloney pieces of shiz. Because I don't watch it anymore, and I definitely would have been watching it because Greg Gutfeld is fucking hilarious. But not as hilarious as this next man coming up. Please, everybody, please, pretty please, get over to Alex Stein's show right now. I will be in the chat. He's got all types of dope-ass fucking guests. This shit's going to be fire. Get over there. I'll be in the chat. We're going to have so much fun. And please don't forget, after that, we party in the Darkman Steve's channel after Alex Stein is over at 8. But Alex is all right now. I'll be back Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love y'all. All right, y'all. Get over to Alex.